Hi guys, I'm Lana Abear and welcome to IndependentlyHappyKids.com. I want to take a minute to share with you what my vision is and why I built this blog. My husband and I have been through a learning experience for the last few years. We have gradually gotten to a place in our life where we realize that we're happy and content in our life, but at the same time, we feel almost too comfortable, if that makes any sense. We wanted more, I guess. We knew that we had greater potential in life. We were living the American dream. I was a stay-at-home mom, and we were all happy and healthy, and my husband has a really good job. That looks all fine and well on paper, but we just wanted more. We felt like we were doing what we were supposed to be doing, which is kind of what they teach you. That there's a certain way to go about doing things to fulfill that American dream, to achieve that American dream. We wanted to be together more. We're so used to having husband and wife with other people more hours out of the day at their jobs than they are with the people they love the most, and that doesn't really make sense. You should be spending the most time with the people you love. At the end of your life, on your deathbed, who are the people that you're going to wish you had more time to be with? It's going to be your family, your closest friends. That's what we wanted, and we had to figure out some way to bring my husband home because, like I said, I was already a stay-at-home mom. We had set ourselves up for that before we ever had kids, and that's not an easy thing to achieve. And there's lots of ways to do that. But you have to have that passive income, the money that is continually coming in, even though you're not spending your time for it. You're not exchanging your time for that money. You make investments and have your money work for you. But that's a difficult thing to achieve when you weren't raised to think that way. Really, the reason for me explaining all this to you is because while we've been going through this, we've met a lot of people that are doing the same thing. We've met people that are right where we are, who are kind of in it about as far as we are, and they're learning and they're building and they're getting better every day and getting closer and closer to that financial freedom, that time freedom where you don't have to exchange your time for money anymore, and you can work from home doing exactly what you want to do, what you're passionate about, and you don't have to worry about money. And then we've met people that have been doing it for a while, and some people that have only been doing it for a short while, that have reached that point, that have that freedom. People that are making anywhere between $10,000 a month and over $100,000 a month, not exchanging their time for money. Maybe a little bit of time, but we're talking like a couple of hours max per day doing just some easy things at home, or doing things that they enjoy, and that's it. And the rest of the time they get to spend with their family and doing exactly what they want. And that's powerful to meet those people. And that's great that as adults we're getting to that point, that we want to live a life of freedom. But should we not teach those same principles to our children? I mean, really the big problem, the reason why so many people, so many adults have a hard time getting there is because they were not raised with that mindset. So would it not make sense to start teaching these principles to children at a very young age? The idea of freedom, the idea of not just going along with the status quo, of believing in your dreams, knowing that they can happen, knowing that they will happen because it's dependent on you. Teaching them personal responsibility, that you cannot depend on somebody else to create your life because they're not going to create it the way you want it. How many people every single day go to a job building somebody else's dream? Now, yes, you get paid, but you're still building somebody else's dream. You're working for somebody else and building their company or making their company better, or whatever their dream was to build that company. You are contributing your time and efforts towards that. Why would you not create your dream? Why would you not spend those hours and those efforts building your dream? Well, and it's because we weren't taught that way. We weren't taught that way. We don't think that way naturally well, as Americans, and certainly it's this way in other countries too. You know, we just have this mentality: stay in school, be cool, you know, and don't do drugs, and walk on the sidewalks, not on the grass. You know, there's like this certain way that we are to do things, you know. And if you diverge from that, if you step back from the crowd, people look at you like you have two heads. But we need to be teaching our children that you need to not worry about what people are going to think, how people are going to judge you. That if you have a dream and you have a goal and you have a vision, that it's worth pursuing, no matter what anybody else says. And not just the idea of believing in it, because that's hard. That is hard. You know, our beliefs run very deep from childhood. What we believe about ourselves and the world, you know, the other people, and what we believe about our hopes and our dreams and our goals, you know, those things are all instilled in us and ingrained in our subconscious from the time we're very, very little. Not just by what we're told and what we hear in our culture and television and our parents and church and government and all those things, but it's what we see. So you may be told a certain thing, but if you're not seeing your parents live it and practice it, then it's not really going to stick. The things that we do the most by habit are the things that we saw regularly growing up. And obviously there's exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, this is the case. Children, they learn by what they see, not by what they hear. So it's not what is taught, it's what's caught, really. So this was really my attempt to put something together so that parents that were wanting to be independent, you know, live more self-sustainably, you know, to not depend on somebody else. And that's in all aspects, honestly. That's with your job, you know, which equates to your money, your income, you know, that being dependent on somebody else, or your health. You know, people who feel like they have to go to the doctor because their health is dependent on medicine and their doctors and all that. You know, obviously there are lots of different situations we're talking about here, but as a general rule, you know, we have gotten to a point where, you know, people pop pills for everything, that there's a pill for everything, and we don't depend on ourselves, on our own choices, and our own body that is meant to heal itself for adequate health. You know, we've gotten to that point, and we need to get back to that point, and we need to be teaching children how to make wise food choices and how to live a healthy lifestyle so that when they are older, they can live with good health, you know, and well-being, and be energetic and feel good and be able to put their best foot forward. You know, that's what this is all about, is helping kids to realize that truth, that they can make their life the way they want it because they are seeing that mom and dad are making their life the way they want it. Even if it's a struggle, that they can do that by taking personal responsibility and making wise choices and learning about finances early, teaching them principles now, you know, on a small scale, how to apply these things in their lives so that when they are older, we don't just push them out into the world and go, okay, go for it. And they're walking blindly. They don't understand. And the world is changing, okay? Things that were when I was a child, you know, they are not that way anymore. The world has changed. And so there are new things that we have to teach our children. Instead of continuing on in this same way of doing things, we have to realize that our culture is evolving. The world is evolving. Technology is evolving. We've got so many more opportunities today than our parents did. My parents' generation did when I was a child. We really do. And a lot of people don't believe that, but we do, because we have information, any information at our fingertips. We can find out any information we want, and we can reach anybody we want because we have the internet, you know. And so we have capabilities today that we didn't, and we have to flow with that. We have to learn, and we have to evolve with that. And these are things we need to teach our children. So I'm glad you came here. I'm glad you wanted to learn about this and see what it was all about. And I hope that you'll stick around by subscribing and see many more videos to come, and many more articles and just things of inspiration to encourage you if you want to start this journey, you know, where you're doing things new with your kids and you're trying to think outside the box. I understand, my husband and I understand the struggles there. So please know that if there's ever any questions, or anything you would like to add, any experiences that you'd like to share, feel free to message me the information. You'll find the information on this blog, but you can email me and you can comment on the blog. So again, thank you for coming here, and you guys have a great day. Bye.